What's going on, everyone? My name is Tex, and today we're going to be going into how you can start streaming right now, showing you from what to download to actually pressing that go live button. This video was requested by the user Katia Portugal. I want to thank you so much for watching my videos, and I hope that this video helps you get started on your streaming journey. First things first, before we go into downloading stuff and creating accounts, you need to think about what kind of content you are going to be putting out. Are you going to be playing a video game and streaming on the same computer? Are you able to have a two-computer setup? One computer for your stream, one computer for your gameplay. These are the things you have to think of beforehand, as if you plan on playing a game while streaming on the same computer, you may or may not need to upgrade parts in order to get a good quality stream. I personally recommend that you have the equivalency of a Ryzen 5 1600. So if you are an Intel user, that should be a i5 5500. I am no Intel user, so I could be a little off about that, but at least an i5 for Intel users. Your RAM, you should at least have minimum 8 gigs of RAM. And for your GPU, this really depends on what kind of games you are playing. I recommend 8 gig, but if you have a 4 gig, you can probably make that work. I made it work for my stream for the longest and still had clear streams. Another thing you need to think about is, what if you run into a problem and there isn't really a video out there for it? It's great to have Discord downloaded. If you don't know what Discord is, go ahead and hit that Google button, look up what Discord is. Join a community filled with like-minded people. As a matter of fact, if you go to this link right here, you can join our community, Zexy Gaming, where we have a ton of just straight up genius people. And I'm not talking about myself. We have a lot of smart people there that know everything from building computers to streaming to coding, everything. So join it. And the last and final thing is your camera and microphone. These are the staples of streaming. For your camera, you don't have to spend money out the butt for it. You can go with a Logitech C920. This usually runs anywhere from $50 to $60 on Amazon, and it will give you the best quality possible for the money that you are paying. If you do not have the money for a Logitech C920, but you really want a camera, then any old webcam will work. Just remember, you get what you pay for, and right now the Logitech C920 is a beginner's best friend. As far as your microphone, you want to make sure that your microphone is clear and people can hear you properly without any kind of major background noise. This is something that a lot of streamers don't think about when they very first start streaming. Nobody wants to hear you like this on your stream. They want to hear you loud and clear. So if you do not have a microphone, go to Amazon, type in Tonar BM-700. It's a $30 studio condenser microphone, and it comes with everything you need. And if you want to get fancy with your microphone, get something a little bit more higher quality, I recommend the Blue Yeti. All right, let's switch over to the desktop and let's start talking about how you can start streaming. All right, so we are here at twitch.tv. You are going to need a twitch.tv account if you don't already have one. You can also do this with Mixer. You can do it with YouTube Live. You can do it with Facebook Gaming. But for this video, we will be using Twitch. So in order to create a Twitch account, if you don't know how, just go to twitch.tv, and when you're on the homepage, click on that purple sign up button. You need to put in your username. This is going to be your username that everybody sees, so make it good. You can change it in the future. Just going to let you know that now. You need to put in a password, a email, and your birthday. Once all that is said and done, you are going to need a piece of software that's going to take your gameplay or your camera and send it to Twitch. Almost everybody uses OBS. OBS comes in many different flavors. You have Stream Elements OBS, Streamlabs OBS, you got OBS Studio. If all this stuff confuses you right now, I recommend just going to obsproject.com and downloading the latest version of OBS Studio. So I am going to assume that you just went to obsproject.com and you already downloaded the latest version of OBS Studio and it's already installed. With that being said, if you already have OBS Studio installed, open it up. As you see here, we currently have OBS Studio opened up. Now for you, depending on what flavor you installed, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, or just regular OBS Studio, it may run a wizard for a auto setup. Go ahead and run it. It's not gonna hurt nothing. So we have OBS Studio open up here. Yours should look similar to mine, as this is how OBS Studio looks by default. The first two things we need to do is get you streaming on Twitch, as well as looking at some of the little settings that you may need to change. So how do we do this? At the top left, you click on File, settings, or at the bottom right, you can click on the settings option. Once you click on that, a new window will pop up, and the two options here you will be looking at is stream and output. Let's first take a look at stream. The first box is service. This is what platform you are streaming on. For this video, it's Twitch, so we're gonna make sure that we click on Twitch. For the server, seeing as you haven't even hit that go live button for the very first time, just keep it on auto. This is something you can worry about down the line. Now your stream key, this is why we are in this tab. Never, ever share your stream key with anybody. Once you share that stream key with somebody, then they have access to your channel. They can stream to your channel without you ever really knowing. In the stream key box, go ahead and click on Get Stream. It's going to open up Twitch and it's going to ask you to log in. So just go ahead and log into Twitch and it should take you to your channel settings. You should be seeing something like I have here. This first box, primary stream key, is what you need. Just go ahead and click on copy and it'll turn gray, say copied. Go back to OBS Studio and paste your stream key in the stream key box. Once that is done, click on apply. Let's go to the output tab and make sure your encoder is on X264. Your rate control is on CBR. Now, mind you, this is all just for beginners, just so you can press that go live button. We will get into the details of what these are, what they mean in a future video. And then your bitrate, you need to make sure that your bitrate is set right. Go to speedtest.org or just type speed test in on Google and find out what your upload speeds are. As you can see here, I just typed in speed test on Google and internet speed test is the first thing that pops up. I'm gonna click on run speed test. I'm gonna let it do its thing. And once the speed test is done running, you are gonna take a look at the second number, which is your upload speed. Mine is 10.6. So I'm gonna go back to OBS Studio and for my bitrate, I'm gonna set it as half of that. So my bitrate is going to be 5,500, seeing as my upload speed is 10.6. If you set your bitrate to higher than what your upload speed are, then there's gonna be a whole lot of buffering and a whole lot of connection problems with your stream. So just set it to half of whatever your upload speed is. Then click on apply and then click on OK. Now we get to the fun part where we are about to go live. First things first, you need to add your camera, you need to make sure your microphone is on, and you need to add your gameplay. These things are very simple, but sometimes it can get a little confusing. You have your scene box, your source box, as well as your audio mixer. So let's go ahead and add our camera to OBS. So all you have to do is click on the plus sign on the bottom of the sources box and then click on video capture device. You can name it whatever you want. My camera is what I'm going to name it. Then you press OK. Now, once that is said and done, you will see your device here. Go ahead and find your device within this list. Make sure your webcam is plugged in before doing this. Probably should have said that beforehand, whatever. Click on your webcam within the option list and your camera should show up. Now, I currently have my camera set up with another computer, so it's going to just say screen link as of right now. But let's pretend like this is my camera. Now, the next thing you need is to add your game. Whether you're playing Second Life or you're playing Doom or you're playing Call of Duty, there are 3 ways of adding your game. The first way is with game capture. Go to your sources and you click on game capture. Name it whatever you want and you press OK. Now for the mode, some people just keep it at capture any full screen application. I don't like using that option as it won't always capture the game. So I use capture specific window. When you are using game capture, your game must already be started in order for it to recognize the game. So I currently have Indie Apocalypse started, and when I click on the window drop down, you can see right here Indie Apocalypse, something like that is showing up. I'm just gonna go ahead and click that, and I'm gonna leave everything as the default, and I'm gonna click OK. Now we have 2 other ways of adding your game to OBS. You can also add a new source as a window capture. If you play your game in windowed mode, that is what you are gonna want to use, is window capture, and it's the same thing as game capture. You just add it as a source, you name it, press OK, and then you just find the window and boom, that's it. Third and final way, which if all else fails, because there is a couple games such as Destiny 2 that won't let you use window capture or game capture, there's always display capture. Just be very careful when you are using display capture, as when you add a display capture, it shows everything on your desktop, going to mirror everything that I am looking at on my desktop. So be careful with that one. We have our 2 sources up. We have our webcam and we have our gameplay on OBS, but you can't see your webcam. Your webcam's sitting in the background of your gameplay. How do you bring that up front? Simple. You want to click on your camera source and you want to drag that up to the top. And as you can see here, here in OBS, there is a red outline around your camera source. You want to click on one of the corners and just drag it down. Make it as small, as big as you want. You can click on the screen and you can drag it around. This is what your viewers will see. What you are looking at right now is what your viewers will see. So you know how to add your camera, you know how to add the gameplay. The next thing is your audio. Sometimes your audio may not automatically be picked up. The reason for this is within your settings. Let's go ahead and open up settings one more time. Let's click on the audio tab and you will see a box called devices. You want to make sure that your desktop audio is on the device that you are hearing your audio from. So for me, this would just be my speakers. And then you want to change your mic/auxiliary audio option to whatever microphone you are using. Once that is done, press apply, press OK. And as you can see here in the audio mixer, we now have our desktop audio as well as our mic options. The reason why this part is so important is because this is how you can control your audio levels. So your gameplay audio isn't a lot louder than your voice. In order to change that, you just click on the blue sliders for desktop audio and you just bring that down. I usually have mine set to about halfway of whatever my mic is at. So the gameplay or maybe people I'm chatting to in Discord is never overpowering my voice on my stream. I highly recommend always keeping the slider between the green and the yellow. This way, when you start screaming at your game or maybe you're singing a high note, your microphone won't peak and it won't blast people's eardrums out. Now, you got the basics set up. I'm not going to go into different scenes and all these little fancy details. We can get into that in future videos. Today is all about adding your primary sources and being able to hit that go live button for the very first time. We did the primary sources. We have our microphone up. We have our camera up. We have our gameplay up. We are golden. All that's left is to click start streaming. Once you click start streaming, you are going to see the start streaming button turn red. And at the bottom of OBS, it will tell you if you are dropping frames. It also tells you how long you have been live, as well as how much CPU usage you are using and how much bitrate you are using for this stream. Now let's go ahead and go over to Twitch and see how this all looks. All right, so we hit that live now button. We are officially live on Twitch. As you can see here, it's so beautiful. We have our webcam at the top left, we have our gameplay, and we are good to go. As long as people can hear us, see us, and watch our gameplay, that's all that really matters at the end of the day. I know that this video is covering the very basics, but some people just need help. I know I did when I very first started streaming because it didn't really matter how many videos I watched. It's like none of them actually explain the very basics. So if you guys have any other questions or you want me to go into detail on anything else, feel free to let me know in the comments. I hope this has helped you. This video isn't meant for everybody because I know some people are like, oh, well, if you don't know that, you shouldn't be streaming. We all got to start somewhere. I will see y'all in the next video. I want to thank you so much for watching. You guys are absolutely amazing. Let me know what kind of video you would like to see next in the comments. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Do it. You know you want to.